Welcome for the real short box. My name is Donald.
My name is Kevin.
I'm fucking Jared, motherfuckers.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And we are here tonight talking ambiguous villainous characters, aka misunderstood villains. Sad face, tears, emojis.
Yeah, for instance, characters that we call them villains, but if you really go into their brain and you see it from their perspective,
Right.
are they villains?
If you get up inside them real deep,
Yeah.
what's wrong with them?
No lube.
Sit
Just
him on the
get up
couch.
in there.
You sit him on the couch. You really try to analyze.
Analyze?
Analyze.
Oh, okay. Who's gonna start this bitch?
I'll start it.
Awesome.
With my dolphin cry there. I chose N. Sabanur, aka Apocalypse.
Oh, shitballs.
right.
Possibly the second mutant ever.
That's right.
Behind your girl Celine.
That's right. Celine, I believe, is the first mutant Apocalypse.
Celine Kyle, right?
No,
Celine, the beautiful Black Queen.
Black Queen of the
Oh,
Hellfire Club.
The Nubian Queen.
Well, not quite.
No, she's
not
just
quite. Not quite.
a
But
brunette white chick.
Oh, lame.
Now, the being who would later be known as Apocalypse was born thousands of years ago in Akaba. He was born with the mutant X gene and possibly the first living being on Earth to express it, though that has been disputed as we were just talking about. Because of his gray skin and his, obviously, as everybody knows, his blue lips. Apocalypse. Now, I'm going to go on and say this, and I want trademark. I'm going to start a lipstick brand called Apocalypse. I just think it'll sell like crazy.
That's great.
Yeah.
the ladies will love
I like that. It's like eating those little plastic tube ices that are blue. You know,
Yeah.
like the blueberry flavored or whatever.
And you
they are.
just, at the end, you got a blue lips, blue tongue.
You got Apocalypse.
So his people abandoned him as an infant because of this. He was rescued by Baal of the Sandstormers, who saw the child's potential and will to survive. Baal named him Ensabanur, which Marvel translates as the first one.
Ooh.
The Sandstormers live by the credo of survival of the fittest, and that is obviously the credo and has remained the credo of Apocalypse, the survival of the fittest, believing that only those who are strong enough to survive hardship and direct conflict are worthy of life. It is also revealed during the Apocalypse Wars that while still a young boy, Ensabanur was very generous and selfless to the chagrin of Baal. A time-displaced Evan Sabanur and all-new X-Men Beast tried to save Ensabanur, but he allowed himself to be captured to help them escape. Perhaps he's got some good intentions inside him.
Hard to rely on my good intentions.
Around this time, the time traveler Kang the Conqueror arrived in Egypt and assumed the identity of Pharaoh Rama-Tut.
King the Conqueror, really?
That's right.
Interesting.
Knowing who Ensabanur was fated to become, because he's a time traveler, and where he was, Rama-Tut sent his general Ozymandias. And
I like to call him Ozymandias.
I just call him Ozzy. We're good friends.
Nice.
He sent Ozymandias and an army to destroy the Sandstormers and find the young Apocalypse. And Sabanur and Baal were injured and sought refuge in a cave. Before he died, Baal revealed advanced alien technology hidden in the cave, left behind by the deity-like aliens known as Celestials. I love those guys. Space gods. Vowing revenge on Rama-Tut, and Sabanur entered the pharaoh's city posing as a slave and drew the romantic attention of Ozymandias' sister, Nefri. On seeing the mutant's true appearance, Nefri rejected him and turned to her brother for protection. Heartbroken in Sabanur's rage, it's always a woman. Sorry. Whoa, Jared. It's always a woman. Rage caused his mutant abilities to fully emerge. Rampaging, he named himself Apocalypse. Like that. My heart's broken. I'm Apocalypse now. Rama-Tut fled, and Ensabanur used the celestial technology to transform his former tormentor, Ozymandias, into a blind clairvoyant made of living stone.
That's dick.
Yeah, so he made his aggressor his slave, now enslaved to Apocalypse. As the years went on, Apocalypse found he no longer aged.
That's nice.
Yeah, Apocalypse, like I said, his credo is survival of the fittest. Now, to him, that's how he lives. You have to be strong in this world to survive.
I'm a survivor.
Yeah, I'm a survivor.
Gonna win.
And that is completely true. Not that the weak should be obliterated, and he doesn't really say that. He just says
Put them in
survival.
camps.
Put them in. Whoa.
Wait, no?
No. But survival of the fittest, meaning, yes, you have to be strong in this world. So that could also mean if you're weak, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, which I'm going to go into. Because Apocalypse, and as we know, always had 4 horsemen.
Yes.
And throughout time, Apocalypse has had many horsemen. And he's not always choosing the strong people, as far as he's not always choosing people that are strong. Like, he's not just going to the Hulk, although he did make the Hulk what was it? The God of War, right?
Yeah.
Horseman of War.
Horseman of War.
But his first, at least in comics that we see, are Archangel, War, Famine, and Pestilence. Pestilence was originally a Morlock named the Plague, who's this old lady. So it's not like... So what I love about Apocalypse is he sees potential in people.
Hey, he had potential Wolverine.
That's right. Well, Wolverine, but that's what I'm saying. Like Wolverine, Hulk, some of the people are kind of on the nose. Like,
Right.
yeah, those people would be badass horsemen. But he also sees the strength within people. Not that they're outwardly strong. He kind of awakens their potential, and which he does. He kind of amps up their powers completely. So Pestilence was Plague, who was an old lady Morlock. He made her youthful. He gave her strength.
He gave her beauty.
Gave her beauty. Then we had Famine, who was an anorexic woman who he also brought in and gave powers to. He had War, who was a quadriplegic ex-military man who was in an iron lung.
Jesus. Didn't he do something with, who was that character? Sunfire?
Sunfire.
Yeah, I
Sunfire
remember.
had his legs amputated,
Yeah.
and he made him a horse. Like he sees potential in people, and he gives them the power. It's not just like you're weak. He says, "You might be weak now, but I can make you stronger."
Right.
And isn't that what
that's
we want for-
really? That's like really enticing.
Yeah, and also isn't that what we want from any kind of leader, to make us stronger, to make us believe in our inner strength?
Right, make America great.
Make
again.
America great again. Oh my God, I'm rooting for Trump Apocalypse.
No.
But one of the best ones I love is Angel. Angel had his wings not only they were damaged by the Marauders during the Mutant Massacre when he was impaled and crucified. Then Cameron Hodge, I believe, rigged it so he had him fully amputated. So does he sit there and go, "Oh wait, now he's just Warren Worthington III, this boring rich,
Warren Worthington the
third.
Oh.
No, he says, "I can make you better. You had so much potential, and I can make you more." He creates him into Archangel, which to me made the Angel fucking cool.
It was, if it wasn't for Archangel, I don't think anybody would give 2 shits.
No, they would have killed him off, and he would have
Right.
just been like
Thunderbird.
Yeah, he would have been like a
Yeah.
Thunderbird.
Yes.
Yeah, he was an original X-Men, but he would have just been killed off.
Yep. Absolutely.
In fact, the ability that
Thunder bitch.
the fact that he stayed around as long as he did prior to being Archangel is kind of amazing.
It is. It's the feathers. They tickle you.
No, they do. They tickle. There's the tickly feathers and the money. That just shows that money,
Tickle money.
even fake money in comics,
Get you somewhere.
gets you somewhere.
Wow.
Even fake comic book money.
Wow. One would think that all this nefarious bullshit that took place to keep him in the loop, Fabian would have some fucking say in this. Fabian, you son of a bitch.
I'm positive Fabian Nicieza. I'm sure he wrote him at some point. He was
God
writing X-Men and
damn
all that.
you, Fabian.
It'll be all right, man.
Oh, here's another one. Caliban. Caliban was this
Logan movie.
and how he was portrayed in Logan too. That's how he was in the comics. He was kind of this weak, pale albino Morlock who could track mutants.
Nice.
And then after the Mutant Massacre, Caliban went to Apocalypse and he was like, "I saw you make this guy strong. Make me strong. I want to beat the shit out of some Marauders." He wanted to get back at Sabretooth. And then, once again, a character that kind of would have just went by the wayside, they made Caliban pretty badass. They made him, super strong,
Made
bulky.
his dick really big.
Yeah, gave him a huge mutant hunting cock.
Morlock,
yeah.
More cock.
There you go.
Not
There's
Morlock.
just been so many... I'm just saying, a guy like that is not... Yes, more cocks. More cocks. More cocks.
I have to say, that whiskey must be really good, sir.
It is.
So, I want that. I don't see that guy as a villain who yes, maybe when you get your heart broken, don't call yourself Apocalypse. I think that's the moral of the story.
Put it this way, don't piss off Apocalypse.
Yeah, well, don't piss off Apocalypse, but also mainly, maybe just think of another name. Maybe brand yourself a little better. We want to brand ourselves. These people like talking about brands. Maybe brand yourself a little better.
That's true.
So, Apocalypse to me, misunderstood. Guy means well, wants to help people. How could you blame that guy?
So basically, when he talks about survival of the fittest, he's trying to...
Survival of potential.
Survival of potential.
Survival of inner strength.
Ah.
The guy imbues people with power, so
Right.
he sees
the beauty in all of us.
he gives us a leg up.
He's like in American Beauty, that trash bag that gets blown around.
He sees that constantly. He saw Angel as that trash bag and was like,
Right.
"You're gonna be my archangel. You're fucking beautiful."
So,
Yep.
So only if there's only like 1,000 people left, if they're the only worthy beings left on the planet, then it's okay.
Yeah.
Ah.
Like, honestly, when they did that whole Age of Apocalypse, I bet it was only bad because the X-Men just kept fucking with him. If they just let him do his thing, it probably would have been a nicer place.
Candy for everybody.
Yeah. Why not? If you're survival of the fittest, if you're the fittest, I'm sure they got whatever they wanted.
I went to Disneyland recently and I ate so much cotton candy. It was watermelon flavored. That I almost,
Watermelon cotton candy?
yeah, I almost puked. That sounds like something Apocalypse would do. It'd be like you'd want all the watermelon cotton candy you could eat, but eventually it's going to make you sick.
Donald, you were not fit. I'm sorry. You couldn't finish the watermelon cotton candy.
I had 2-3 bags.
You must
of it.
endure. Look, here's the thing. You didn't finish it, but I could make you more powerful to where you could eat as much watermelon cotton
I'm
candy as you wanted.
I'm in!
And then you'd become some mutant who could just like suck up things like just suck up the cotton candy.
All the cotton
Yeah.
candy.
Aw.
Interesting. Okay.
So I'm voting for Apocalypse. If he ever runs for anything, I'm gonna be one of those fit people.
Okay.
And that's not
I'm
just
in
because
it.
I'm working out a little more now.
It's funny that you mentioned Apocalypse, like wanting like a perfect world and like having things to be pure and stuff like that, because I have a very similar character in that aspect. I went with Ra's al Ghul.
Oh, you mean Ra's al Ghul?
Whichever you prefer. Ra's al Ghul.
You
cool.
say tomato, I say Ra's.
Sweet potato.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, Ra's al Ghul, he was created by Julius Schwartz. He's the editor, and the writer, Dennis O'Neil, and artist, Neil Adams. They introduced him in Batman number 232, which is one of my prize collection
You have one of those?
pieces. Yes.
It's like $5 now.
Yes, $5. Sure, you can look it
Times
up.
10.
Times 100.
Times 100.
Usually, yes.
Yeah, no, that's an expensive.
His depiction and characterization was inspired by other works of fiction, such as the 1969 James Bond film On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Which had that one Bond, George Lazenby, his only film.
Right, and it
That
had...
was, oh, really?
Basically, like, the Bond film has an international crime lord named Draco, who wanted the agent to marry his daughter, Contessa Teresa?
Which, by the way, do you know who she plays on a particular famous show now?
No. Hit
Game
me.
of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, you shitting me?
The Queen of Thorns.
No fucking way.
That's her.
That's amazing.
From the original Bond film?
Yeah, for that original
wow.
Bond film, that's the same actress.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Wow.
So that's the connection there. Ra's al Ghul is an international criminal mastermind whose ultimate goal is a world in perfect environmental balance. As all of us that watched Batman the Animated Series in the 90s, we know that Ra's al Ghul wanted to kind of purify the world, purify the land. He saw it as being overrun, pollution, crime, environmental issues, things like that. He didn't want that. He wanted harmony and peace. He wanted everybody to get along. So he thought, well, let me just kill like 90% of the people. Yes.
Do a reboot.
Yeah, basically. I'll keep 10% of the people that I think are kind of cool, and we'll just kind of repopulate and rebuild in a perfect world.
It's like when your computer's fucking up and everybody tries a billion things, and then what do they say? Just restart it. Just reboot it. Turn it off for 5 seconds.
So basically, he wants to reboot humanity.
Yeah.
Right. He usually tries to assault the world, their human populace, with a biological weapon. That's like his thing. Such as genetically engineered viruses, things like that. He's aided in his quest by the Lazarus Pit, reservoirs of rejuvenated chemicals that restore the dead and dying to life. These pits have granted him a lifespan of several Centuries, guys. He's been around for hundreds of years because of these Lazarus pits that bring him back. Kind of drives him a little crazy for a bit, but then he kind of stabilizes and he's like, look, I need to kill people again.
Right.
Which I don't know if that's technically stabilizing or not, but whatever.
You know, he would make a great leader of the Hand.
He would, actually, yes. He regards Batman as his worthiest opponent, addressing him as detective out of respect for his intellectual brilliance, and has frequently sought to make the Dark Knight his successor. He's one of the few criminals in Batman's rogues gallery to have deduced his secret identity as Bruce Wayne, but keeps it silent on the matter due to the fact that he has a respect for Bruce/Batman. For his own part, Batman's opposition to Ra's is complicated by both his own respect for Al Ghul's genius and his attraction to his daughter, Talia Al Ghul, which she reciprocates.
Oh, yes.
And,
yes.
of course, most recently, creates a son with Bruce Wayne, Damian Wayne, which would be kind of Damian Al Ghul, if you think about it.
Right.
There's a little history about it. As told in Birth of the Demon, Ra's al Ghul was born over 600 years ago before his first appearance in Batman comics, to a tribe of nomads in a desert somewhere in Arabia, near a city whose inhabitants' ancestors had journeyed to the Arabian Peninsula from China. Developing an interest in the sciences at an early age, Ra's abandoned his tribe to live in the city where he pursued life as a researcher. He subsequently became a physician and married a woman named Sora. Ra's discovered the secret of the Lazarus Pit, and he saves a dying prince by lowering him into it. The prince, who is sadistic to begin with, is driven completely insane by the pit. He proceeds to strangle Sora, on whom he has already had his eye on for some time. The Sultan, unwilling to admit to himself his son's culpability, declares Ra's guilty of the crime and sentences to a slow, tortured death in a cage with Sora's corpse. How fucked up is that?
Jesus Christ.
Raish, whatever you want to call him, he's set free by the son of a dying elderly woman who Raish had earlier examined. The son feels that he owes Raj a debt of easing his mother's suffering during her last few hours. Raj and the son head into the desert to seek the tribe of Ra's birth. Raj convinces the head of his tribe, his uncle, to follow Raj in his quest for revenge by promising downfall of the Sultan. By understanding the germ theory of disease hundreds of years before anyone else, Ra's is able to infest the prince with a deadly virus by sending him contaminated fabrics. He, Christopher Columbus, the shit out of these people. When the Sultan comes to ask Ra's to cure the prince again, Ra's kills both him and his son. Ra's then leads his tribe to raze the city to the ground and kill all of its inhabitants, because that's something you just do. Subsequently, Ra's declares himself Ra's al Ghul, the demon's head. Over time, he becomes a master of many forms of combat, notably fencing. He also builds up a vast wealth and creates the Demon, a huge international organization. According to the Justice League of America, it has been whispered in the darkest places for 500 years that the cartel of criminals has slowly sucked its way into the rich veins of Earth. Many are its names spit from the mouths of men, but most often it is cursed only as the Demon. It has a leader, a head, the League of Assassins.
Right.
So basically, Ra's al Ghul is a dude that said, hey, I've gone through a lot of shit. There's a lot of bad people in the world. There's a lot of pollution, a lot of environmental concerns, a lot of issues. Let me come in and just gently cleanse this earth. Kill most of the people and repopulate it with people that I see fit. Because I'm a good judge of character. And I'm going to raise these people to be part of my own world. And together we're going to create a peaceful, harmonious environment in which we can all live together. Not a bad idea. But the dude was fucking crazy.
Yeah, the insanity always hurts.
Right. So, take what you want from that. His intentions were kind of good.
Yeah.
To save the world, to save the environment. But the way he went about it,
His execution.
not exactly the most perfect way to do it. So with that, that's basically Ra's al Ghul in a nutshell. Mm-hmm. What he wants to do, what he does, how he does it, who he lives for, why he lives.
Well, Kevin, you were also saying he would be a great leader of the Hand.
He would be.
The
Absolutely.
League of Assassins, the League of Shadows is pretty much the DC
version.
equivalent.
Yeah, same damn thing.
Yeah.
I think the League of Assassins came first.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah. With Batman 232 being Ross's first appearance, that was way long ago.
Before they appeared in Daredevil.
Before Daredevil, yeah. You have somebody or something, right, Kevin?
Yes, I also have an X-Men villain. I consider him as well as one of the great mutants,
Oh, it's Mutant.
mutants.
Mutante.
I have Magneto,
Nice.
That's my boy.
the master of magnetism.
That guy can take Superman.
Yeah. Right. SmackDown. What number 1 was it? Was that SmackDown 1?
Oh, it was one of our early ones.
I think it was number one.
Maybe
Yeah,
number one. Now,
he
was,
beat the shit out of Superman.
yeah, he
was
did.
Unanimously.
Now, Magneto, God knows how many times they retconned his origins and his real name. You know, now his real name is Max Eisenstadt.
Are you kidding me? It's
What?
not Eric
Are
Lencher
you
anymore?
serious?
I'm not kidding.
What?
I looked this up earlier and I was like, I thought it was Eric Magnus Lencher. It's actually Max Eisenstadt.
No.
Eric-
We're not going by that.
I mean, it's silly. I
We're
don't,
not going by that, people.
I don't
People
understand that.
of the real short box, we will never go by that. Never.
Yeah, to me, he's Eric Magnus Lencher because, you know, I remember back in 1993, you know, during Fatal Attractions, I believe that's when they revealed that name, Eric
Yeah,
Magnus
yeah.
Lencher.
That's a cool name.
It is.
I'm reading one of the New Mutants classic graphic novels, trade paperbacks,
Yeah.
and in it was a story about Cyclops getting angry at Professor X and them kind of hinting at him killing him and him going like, I would never kill Professor X. And I'm going like, cut to now, and Cyclops is like evil, dead, and killed Professor X.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh,
Cyclops
man.
turned into a real piece of shit.
But I blame the fucking writers on that, man. People just fucking like threw that dude under the bus.
Brian Michael Bendis.
Was it Bendis?
Brian Bendis went on a bender. It was a
Yeah.
Bendis bender.
With Cyclops?
Yeah.
Now, would you tell it to Mr. Bendis' face?
You know what I tell him to his face? I'd be like,
What?
hey, Mr. Bendis. Yeah, I got something to say. Do you have any job openings for young writers? And I have some ideas I'd like to pitch to you.
I will say he's written the shit out of some stuff, and I will.
Oh, without a doubt.
You know,
Yeah,
I mean, we had 2 seasons of Powers.
Did it have an audience?
I watched
Yeah,
the
it
first. I watched the first half of season
Yeah.
1. It was pretty solid.
Yeah?
I thought. Yeah.
I never read Powers. I loved his Avengers run. I loved.
He got Shalotto Copley to be in that.
Yeah.
Like
can't go
somebody
wrong
did.
there.
You can't go wrong with Shalotto Copley.
Is that
Great.
a person?
Yes.
Yes.
Remember District 9?
Yes.
He was like the lead.
South African actor, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh,
South
he
African.
was great in that.
He's
District
Blomkamp's
9
buddy.
was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also,
fantastic.
what's the other one?
He was also Murdoch in the A-Team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
and also the other Fallout movie, the robot movie. What was it called?
Elysium?
No.
No.
Well, he was in Elysium. Come on, guys.
No, the one he did with
Alfie Ralph. What the
Chappie?
Chappie.
Was he in Chappie?
Yeah.
Shalotto Copley
Yeah,
was
'cause
in Chappie?
it was a District 9 guy, so yeah.
You sure he was in Chappie?
Pretty positive.
All right.
IMDb it while I continue. Anyway, Magneto was born in the early 20th century. His story unfortunately begins during the Holocaust, where his family was massacred by the Nazis, and his powers were also first emanating from him.
I read Yassel recently on a train ride.
He was the voice of Chappie.
Oh,
Shirley
really?
Copley.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Okay,
Voice of
well, there we
Chappie.
go.
See?
He was
There
in
you
it.
go.
Yeah. I just didn't see his face, so I wasn't sure.
But Magneto first met Charles Xavier in Israel when they went against Baron von Strucker when they were assaulting Gabriel Haller, who would later get together with Xavier to create Legion.
Yeah.
Wait. They
What?
created a man?
Well, when a man and woman get together...
Wait,
there's
who was the lady's name?
Gabrielle Haller. That's Legion's mother.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I never knew
Yeah,
that.
her and
yes.
Professor X kind of got it on.
They got it
if
on.
you know
Shit,
what I'm
I always
saying.
thought it was Moria McTaggart or whatever.
No, her son was Proteus. And
Yes.
that was with the politician.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very
That's
good.
a shame. Her and Xavier never had children.
They hooked up.
They hooked up.
Yeah.
She
She broke
had
his
children.
heart.
He never just shot up in there. That's a shame.
Actually, the whole Proteus story is another whole episode.
Yeah.
That's a fucked up story.
But during this event, this is when Xavier and Magneto first displayed their powers. because they both didn't know that the other was a mutant.
They were like, I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, all right, I can read mine, so I can bend metal shit. Well, whatever, big swinging dick.
They both whipped him out.
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
On Hydra.
So basically, when they reveal their powers, they become really good friends, and of course, this is where their philosophical debate began.
Right.
On how mutants should proceed.
Who was Xavier and Magneto based off of?
Well, supposedly, metaphorically speaking, Professor X may have been a metaphor for Dr. King, and Magneto may have been a metaphorical character for Malcolm X.
Yes.
Wow, that makes complete and total sense.
And,
Yeah.
and it did start in the 60s, 1963, so it would make sense that Stan Lee, pay attention to what's going on
Right.
in the world.
Man was ahead of his time on that
And
shit.
mutants, if you think about it, this is why people like myself are like big fans of the X-Men series, because you can kind of relate to what they're going through, They're-
Right, because you're a man.
Yeah, you're a man. And, if you belong to historically persecuted groups, you can relate to the mutants.
Right, because you're wearing a green shirt a lot.
I'm wearing a green shirt a lot, exactly.
Donald is not getting this.
What?
But basically, the philosophy is, Xavier wants to, basically become one with humans. Get along, make peace. Try live in coexistence. Where Magneto kind of looked at it differently. Like, you know what? We've tried to live in peace and in coexistence with these humans, but they don't want to. They want to wipe us out. So, I think we should just have our own separate nation, or just simply, when the time comes, fight it out with them. We're Homo sapien superior, and we're gonna win this out if necessary. Basically, by all means necessary, so to speak. We'll do whatever it takes. So Magneto is kind of like a freedom fighter, revolutionary type. So for him, he's doing the right thing. It's like, look, my people. Think about it. He grew up during the Holocaust.
He's seen it firsthand.
He's seen it firsthand.
Yeah.
So him being a Jewish man, he's seen persecution. He's like, no, this is crazy. And now I'm a mutant too, with all these powers. So now humans even hate me and all these other people even, more, because they're afraid of us. They're ignorant of our abilities. They're ignorant of what we can do to make the world a better place. And some of them want to outright kill us and exterminate us. So for him, it's like, no, I've seen people be exterminated in the past. It will not happen again. I'm basically drawing the line right here. No more. So for him,
No more mutants.
No.
No
That's
more persecution.
Scarlet Witch.
Oh, okay.
oh wait, well, yeah, that'll be another thing. With his daughter.
Gotcha.
But no, basically for him, it's like no more persecution. So I'm standing up for mutant rights. I mean,
Didn't they recently say that, like, Quicksilver and Scarlet were, like, Inhumans instead of mutants? They weren't, like, Magneto's kids?
really?
Yeah, that was like
I
a
hope
thing.
they didn't, but that does sound kind of familiar.
If they retcon that,
I think they did.
then that's disturbing.
I think they did, and they can suck dicks in hell.
That's pretty stupid. That's
So many dicks in
That's
hell.
almost as bad what they did in the '90s with the Spider-Man. Ben Reilly was the Spider-Man, the real
He's
Spider-Man
back.
for 20 years.
He's got a comic book.
Oh, that's cool.
He's got his own series now. Ben Reilly's Spider-Man.
As
or
long
whatever.
as he's still the clone and not,
Good
the
Lord
real
and
Peter
gravy.
Parker.
I don't know what's going on
You
with
know
this
what
world.
happened with Scarlet Witch? You know why Scarlet Witch was so fucked up? Because she didn't have a strong dad figure, because the mom took the kids away from the dad,
Right.
and she was raised by Bova, a cow woman, created by the High Evolutionary.
And it was a Wonder Gore.
You know what they should have been raised by was Man-Eating Cow
No, but
of the Tick fame. From
The
EC
point is,
from
I'm not sexist against
New England
women.
comics.
I am terribly humanoid cows can fuck a child up, and that's what happened with Scarlet Witch. That's why she went.
But did that cow nurse her properly?
I
Has
don't know.
plenty of titties.
Maybe there was too much.
Too
Maybe
many
she had
titties.
too much milk. Too much comfort. She was at the-
TMT.
yeah.
Too many titties.
We'll have to let our subscribers in the comment
Decide.
section decide.
Blame Bova. That's my moniker.
I think
Fucking Bova.
I appreciate Bova.
Yeah.
Bova did the right thing.
Vulva or bova?
Bova.
Bova scared the
Bova.
shit out of me. A giant cow woman.
Look, if you saw it as a kid and that cow woman came to take care of you and nurse you to health, you'd be okay with it.
I don't think I would.
Yeah, and the next thing I know, I'm saying no more mutants and having fake twins and shit with a fucking android. Nobody
Sounds
questioned
right.
that. Nobody questioned that.
Nobody.
Look, in the world of Marvel,
Sick.
you don't question anything
You have sex with robots.
if necessary.
Disgusting. Not in my America
No.
comic book.
Gross.
Well, certainly not in Magneto's.
Hail Hydra.
Certainly not in Magneto's America.
God damn, hail Hydra!
So Magneto basically will kill if necessary
Yes.
to
Yes.
protect
Yes.
and uplift his people.
Yes.
You know, Genosha,
Absolutely.
Asteroid M, Avalon. He'll do everything possible. And of course, in between, he would kind of like come down and be the quote unquote good guy and try to, be the leader of the X-Men when Xavier was out. He would try. He was like, look, okay, let me try to make peace with humans. Let's see if we can coexist. Let me try this, Xavier's dream. Let me see if I can help push that dream. And then go ahead.
I'm sorry. Do you remember Marvel Zombies?
Mm-hmm.
Like the first series.
Yeah.
Magneto was like one of the last characters to be alive.
Right.
And that's because of Asteroid M, and he had people on there, and he was fucking up them zombies.
Yeah.
It was awesome. He was like one of the last dudes to go down with
He's a smart dude.
with a fight.
He's completely gray. He's completely gray.
And he's very charismatic. I mean, he's had groups like the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. He's drawn plenty of mutants to his side. So he's not like he's like some crazy guy all by himself.
One of
He's
my
had many people
all-time, I'm going to say,
come to his
Magneto is one of my all-time favorite Marvel characters.
without a doubt.
It's well developed.
Yeah, because he's extremely well developed. He's a smart guy.
You
He was
sympathize
written-
with him, and you
yes,
sympathize with
yes,
him.
you sympathize with him. He was
You
written
understand
well.
his point of view.
He would
written
even
well.
get like even whatever happened to them later, but like when he was leading the X-Men, he still kind of had their respect because they
Right.
were like, he is genuinely trying to lead us,
Trying to help, yeah.
and he would do smart shit. Like he would accumulate power. When he joined, remember the Hellfire Club asked him to join, and he was like, "Look, yeah, I know they're fucking kind of sketchy, but if I work with them and I have the New Mutants and the X-Men, like honestly, like he was always thinking about mutants first.
Well, he's a
He
strategist.
was,
He's a
he was a
strategist.
chess guy.
Yes, he was. He's a
in a
strategist.
checkers world.
yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, he was a key strategist. And if you remember, during the alternate timeline, the Age of Apocalypse, he did the best he could to lead the X-Men during the time of suffering, during the time of strife.
Yeah, I remember that. Strife. Funny you should say that.
So he is someone who is worthy.
Absolutely.
no, Magneto. I go with Donna. Magneto's always been one of my favorite Marvel characters, one of my favorite comic book characters.
Like, if I was a mutant, to be honest with you, there's a good chance I might, if he would have came to me first before Xavier, I may have followed this guy.
Colossus joined him.
Right,
Colossus saw
that's
was right.
true.
What else
So,
because of Liliana?
Let's be honest. If we put
Oh,
our
because of mutant AIDS.
Yes,
Jesus,
the legacy virus.
if we put our three characters together, Ra's al Ghul would probably be the first to go. He's nothing.
Right.
Magneto would end up like getting a small army together, and Apocalypse would end up getting a small army together. But I think
Well,
we've kind
of seen this before.
if
right?
I know, but if we're dealing with more charismatic characters, I think Magneto, in all honesty, could take Apocalypse based upon the amount of people he can bring in on what he has to say in his pitch.
Wow.
He could ruin Apocalypse. He could delay Apocalypse's plans.
I'll
no
go
doubt.
to the Age of Apocalypse. He
Yeah.
does take him at the very end. Remember,
Yeah.
he just finally just rips him apart.
Yep.
Right, yeah, and it makes complete sense though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it makes complete sense. Magneto is probably one of Marvel's strongest characters of all time. Mm-hmm. And that's not dealing with the Elementals or Silver Surfer or things like that. But Magneto, just the basis of this character and his strength and his mental fortitude.
Mm-hmm. His
He's-
will. He has the ironclad
Yes,
will.
yes. He is somebody.
He believes.
If I saw him on the battlefield, I'd probably turn the fuck around.
Well, also what Kevin was saying is he's already lived through one giant genocide persecution. So he's seen it firsthand. So it's not like you can be like, Magneto, think about you can be like,
Yeah.
no, motherfuckers,
I've
seen
seen this
it.
before.
I know what's
I
gonna
lived
happen.
it.
It
Yeah.
will never happen again.
Yeah,
I will
it'll
not
never
allow
happen
it to happen again.
You know why? Because I have the fucking power to actually make a difference.
Yep.
And he makes a difference.
Yep.
A great character, a great Marvel character, one of my favorite characters of all time.
Yeah, no,
Absolutely.
I would. And full disclosure, would have totally picked Magneto. I was actually like
He-
going back
he-
and
I
forth.
beat
on
you
a
to it. I
million
beat you
different
to it.
characters.
Son of a bitch, he was on my list. He was
Yeah.
number one on my list. I didn't know we were doing
Yeah.
misunderstood villains. I thought we were doing like anti-heroes or some shit. So I was going with somebody else. And then when we switched it, and then Kevin laid claim to Magneto, and I was like, damn it.
And I will actually say Magneto, on any of the current X-Men stuff I've read, they're actually writing him really well because he is part of the X-Men, but he still beats to his drum. Like he doesn't just,
He's a lone wolf.
he doesn't
Yeah.
just, But we're not even lone wolf. He's actually we're not so much a lone wolf. He's just like, I'm still looking at the mutant. I'm always looking at the mutant agenda as far as how are we at.
It's kind of like how, like a Malcolm X. Hey, the black agenda comes first and foremost. I'm thinking that way. I'm looking out
for my people.
For my people.
That makes sense. That makes complete sense. That's great. This has been really, really fun, guys.
Yeah.
And I hope you guys enjoyed it as well there in podcast land. Please, 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 please look at us on Instagram, on Facebook. We got an awesome Facebook page. We do SmackDown Sundays now, where we introduce new characters to pit them against each other.
That's right. Easter Sunday we had a Captain Carrot versus Hoppy, the Shazam Bunny Rabbit.
Right.
So things get fucking crazy, you guys.
They get pretty insane.
Yeah. Also, rate, review, and subscribe to us on iTunes.
Yes.
And with that, we'll see you at the comic shed.